Hey guys, thought I'd come on here and chat with y'all while it was quiet around here and I had a few minutes. The good thing is I have lost 7 pounds. I don't know where they went. I don't know. Now weigh 160, 170. How did I figure that out? Yeah, 163. And I just got done eating some guacamole. I love guacamole, but this stuff is really good. I believe the name of it's Herdez, Herdez, something like that. I had never seen it before, but it's kind of got some spices in it and big, huge chunks of avocado. It was really good. Um, as y'all know, avocados are really good they've got your good fats in them. Um, y'all can study about all that stuff. I just hadn't talked to y'all in a while, so I thought I'd come on and say hey. I like doing some earlier in the day, sometimes to catch some of you that aren't up all night like the rest of us. um, I'm still sitting around in my pajamas. Had kind of a long night last night. Um, not for anything bad, just uh, really just kind of waiting to start this new job. And I tell y'all, I haven't ever had a job ask me these sort of questions. I mean, everybody runs a background check. I mean, I've done them, but I usually just put the name and all that in a national database and, pulled it up. Of course, there's a lot of people with the same name. So there's when you have to use their other info, their social security number and what have you. But this thing about the chicken pox, I understand why that they would do that because they have a juvenile unit now. But most of the kids old enough to have to be placed somewhere like that have probably had chicken pox. Okay, that's just a childhood disease. Most everybody's had chicken pox. I mean, I'm not saying every single person. There are very few exceptions, but um they were wanting me to get proof that I had them. Well, I've got chickenpox scars. Is that not proof enough? Uh, so I had to get my mom to write a letter saying I had had the chickenpox. Well, what about these other people, that their parents aren't still living? It's just insane. That's all these years in nursing. I've never had anybody ask me that or, um, in other words, if I hadn't had any proof, not because they can't, look at the scar here and the scar over here and the one on my butt, chickenpox scars. Um, they said that I would have to take the varicella vaccine, which is a vaccine against pretty much against shingles is what usually if you've had chicken pox then you have the shingles virus in you. It just depends on if and when it wants to rear its ugly head, but a lot of times medications can trigger it. Any type of sickness, if you get sick, it's just random like a lot of other things. um But they said I would have to take the varicella vaccine. I was like, well, there goes that job if I have to do that because I'm not doing it. I know I've had the chicken pox. I don't need it. And I'm not putting any other of that crap in my body. I didn't want to do the COVID vaccine. And I was one of those that I'm just sure of it. I am sure that's what made me sick for a year and a half, and having to be on breathing treatments and all that stuff. Because it seems kind of awkward to me that I was really sick that first year, real bad. I mean, it was horrible. And then off and on for about 6 months, and then the last several months, I haven't even had to use my inhaler. It's just kind of odd how, if it was from smoking or a condition due to smoking or, any kind of lung issue developing, it wouldn't just go away like that. Okay. You'd have it. And, I haven't had any issues, knock on wood. I don't know. My doctor did say that, if I was going to have any, probably it would be during springtime or maybe even winter. But I was fine. So, I mean, I don't know. But anyway, no, I'm not taking any more vaccines, especially, one that I know I've already had preventative measures taken. I'm not doing it. So anyway, and they're running my background check. And when I talked to her earlier today, she was like, well, we're just waiting on Mississippi to reply back to us. It's like, what? You notified each state one by one? How ridiculous, number one, and how expensive. There's one national database that you can put all that stuff in, and if I flagged anywhere, it would pull it up. It would pop it up. Maybe it's probably because we knew when I worked there before, and they were talking about getting that juvenile unit, that there were going to have to be a lot of different, rules, regulations, a lot of changes to accommodate these children. And, we were all talking about whether it was even worth it to have them, because it's such a pain in the ass, pardon my language, but it is. Everybody's, as usual, got to tiptoe around the kids. Y'all know how I feel about that. Be straight up and honest with them. They want to act like adults. Treat them and talk to them like adults. Don't hide crap from them and all this other shit these parents do. Well, that's why. If that works, then tell me why all this is happening all of a sudden to all these kids. I mean, it just seems like they've gone crazy. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that they're having to do all that. And I was sure anyway before, but when they mentioned the chicken pox and all that, now I'm really sure. But it'd be the same working in geriatrics, because if by chance you run across a geriatric patient that has not had chicken pox, and if they catch them, or even shingles, shingles usually occurs in the ones who have had chicken pox. But anyway, the chicken pox would be really bad on an elderly person, mainly the fever and all the stuff that goes with it. But anyway, it just seems like it's and you have to do all this stuff online, and if their computer's not working or something's not triggering, or if yours isn't working right or whatever, you have to redo it and redo it. And they kept emailing me asking me the same questions, and I had already filled it all out. So I finally just went up there to HR and told them, "You're gonna have to do this or help me with it or something because it's starting to get aggravating. I know I've already filled all this out." So anyway, um, now it's just a waiting game. I got to go get my scrubs. I guess tomorrow, sometime between now and then. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but then I'm kind of, I don't know, a little, not even nervous really. I don't get nervous per se anymore. I don't know the word for it. I don't know, but y'all know what I mean. As y'all know how I feel about nursing a lot now, but this is a little different if they put me on the right units. Um, if as long as I'm doing something I haven't done my whole life and bores the hell out of me, I think I'll be okay. Like I said, I've worked there before, but I was in the office. I never really asked any of the people on the units what they did. Um, I know there's a lot of observation going on. You've got to do your 15-minute. You got to document on each individual every 15 minutes, which is, if you ask me, a little overly, I guess, depending on what unit you're in. But it's also protective measures. There's a paper trail, so if anything was to go down or whatever, you can go immediately to that and say, okay, well, same with anything else, any other documentation, but I don't know. I'll just have to get in there and do it. I need a job. I need the money, and just get in there and do it. And I'll probably go to my update class tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not looking forward to that either. I just really am not. I learn absolutely nothing in them classes. Like I said, there's been a couple that when they introduce the herbs, because a lot of doctors nowadays use herbal medications. They'll give them melatonin. Melatonin is an herb. You know, for sleep, and they're actually really prescribing a lot of these herbs, which I find is excellent. But yeah. So I thought I'd come on here and chat with y'all for a little bit. I will answer one question that I got. The question is, what if a spell that pretty much they had a witch do a spell for them and it's not working, it hasn't worked? Well, that could be for many, many, many reasons. Usually, it's because you're not putting in the work. Okay. If you want to, I don't know, a prosperity spell, as far as, income, having money goes. Okay. Well, you're more than likely going to have to get up off the couch or wherever you sit all the time and go look for a job. A job pays money, then you have money, right? There are some people out there, and I mean, that's just an example with anything. All right. And y'all know I don't believe in doing love spells. To each their own. Any other witch can do whatever, but I favor the law of attraction. And to me, that's kind of like, making someone do something against their will, as far as that goes. Now, if it's I'm not one of these, I don't know how to describe it. One of the witches that, always say, don't do anything bad, don't do any harmful or baneful spells. And, as I've told y'all before, it's not something I like to do. It's not something that I do all the time. But if someone deserves it, yes, I do that. I gladly do that, and I don't have any remorse over it. Um, and it all depends on what they've done and on what degree and what type of spell I use. Um, some of them, I may just want to teach a lesson, you know, uh, do a reversal and put everything back on them so they can see how it feels. Others that do extremely horrible things, yeah, y'all don't even want to know. Um, that's what graveyard dirt and the little coffin boxes and the jars and the bumblebees and, or not necessarily bumblebees. I'm not going to kill a bumblebee just to, you know, or any bee just for a spell. That ain't going to happen. But you know what I mean? Yeah, needles, glass, they go in a jar. But in order for a spell to be productive, you have to be productive. We witches, we can only open doors and show you ways and clear the way, maybe make the way easier, but you have to travel it. I'm not just going to sit here and use all the brain power it takes me to cast to have money just dumped at your doorstep. It's just not how it works. You've got to get up and do the work. Um, and I think I've already said that on a few of my videos, and the other witches will tell you the same thing. You have to do the work. We can make things, literally appear and what's the word I'm looking for, you guys? Options, I guess, appear out of nowhere, but you have to be the one to reach out and take them, and proceed forward. If you don't do that, then no, that spell is not going to work. It'll just float around out there. All these doors will be open, and you're still going to be sitting there stagnant. Okay, something. Um, as far as putting a curse on someone for something they did, if I had proof that this person actually did what they're being, because I'm sorry, but people lie. you know, this one gal might say, "Oh, he used to beat me, and this and that, and now he's with the girl that he cheated on me with, and feeds you all this stuff, and in reality, she, it was probably her fault he left in the first place." And or it turns out it was her fault that he left in the first place, and here in the background you don't blame him a bit for leaving, or vice versa. you know um, I'm not about to put anything bad on the poor guy when he's just out trying to carry on with his life like we all should be able to do. I don't care how much money is being offered to me to do so. I'm not going to do it. It's against my I don't have a whole lot of rules as far as witchcraft goes, but I keep my integrity in play and sensibility and the humane society, the humane side of me, and I just won't do it. So I do my research, and then when I find out they lied to me about it, that don't make me very happy. It's like, don't be trying to use me to feed your narcissism. you know um, it ain't gonna happen because I will find out. And if I do, and I had cast that spell, then I would just do reversal and throw it all back on you. So, um, I'd be careful. You know, it's all about, right and wrong. Okay. I mean, come on. That don't, most of us know right and wrong by the time we're 5. Um, but anyway, enough of that. That's why normally I just don't do spells that cuts all that off here and there for a friend, or the as far as the video world. um, I may help the ones that I know really well, or do a healing spell or something like that. But so the ones that are sending me these emails offering to pay me money to do these spells, first of all, that just opens up a whole other issue that I don't want to deal with. Okay. If I'm going to do a spell for you, it's because I know you really need it. And then I'm more than willing to help. But I'm just not getting wrapped up in a bunch of drama. Uh, my life, you know, is drama all by itself. So, yeah. Anyway, I got that out. I just thought I'd bring that up real quick. Uh, but as far as this job goes, like I said, I'm going to go get my scrubs tomorrow, I think. Well, I may go get in my class tomorrow, and she'll be closed by the time I get out. So either tomorrow I'll go get my scrubs, and Wednesday I'll do my class, or vice versa. It just depends on how I feel. I just really dread going and sitting in that class, you guys. It's not even a class. I mean, a class is somewhere you go and the teacher stand up and talking to you, and you're learning your lesson and blah blah blah. No, that ain't how it works. But um, and it's like anything else. I think it's all about the money. The teachers need to be getting paid, and that's understandable. But I really think that the health department needs to come up with a better game plan. But this is the one that works. It's simple. They get their money, and I think that's what they care about. You know, because I remember when I first started going to my updates, I think it cost me $30 um, to go to an update. Now it's 75. I have to pay the teacher, or the VOTEC. I go to a VOTEC. Um, I have to give them $75 right then and there, and then I got to send 10 in with my renewal application. So that's $85, y'all. I know that don't sound like much money, but it just goes to show you that everything is going up. And honestly, that's why I didn't go for a long time, because I just simply did not have $75 to give to them to go. You know, um, back then was saving it for my medicine, or for my cat's food, and uh, what have you. But back when I was sick and not able to work and all that, and anyway, it's just, as y'all know, and y'all went on that journey with me, life can be pretty damn depressing sometimes. But it's starting to look up. You know, uh, I see a little bit of sunshine on the horizon, and just cross my fingers. It gets to the point anymore to where honestly, just you know, don't look forward to a whole lot, and I don't count on a whole lot. I don't put my faith in a whole lot because I always seem to get let down, or I do something to sabotage myself, which I'm good at. But all we can do every day is get up and try and do our best. Um, be the best that we can be at what we do. You know. Um, and yeah, I'm tired of nursing. I'm burnt out on nursing. But in reality, it's all I know. It's really all I've ever done, besides a little bit of law enforcement stuck in there. But nursing's been it. So I don't know what I'm thinking, that I'm gonna do for a living if I get out of it. I don't have any um, experience really in anything else. Um, might as well stick with it, till I retire or die, whichever comes first. But yeah, if this job don't work out here, I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm probably not going to like it. Knowing me, it has to do. But I'm hoping if I'm on a different unit, I'm not in geriatrics and I'm not with the MRs. Um, maybe I'll fare better because it's a different experience for me. It's something that I haven't, uh, worked with a whole lot, like the adults and the juveniles. Now I don't know about the juveniles. Um, and I always second guess myself, and then I really surprise me when I actually get in there and I'm doing stuff. I'm like, when I get home that evening, I'm like, you did pretty damn good today. you know, it's like you handled that like a trooper. We do. I think dreading things, it's a lot worse than actually doing them. Just getting up and doing them. And I'm going to try really hard not to overthink things. I'm just going to take one day at a time. I'm going to get up, get dressed, go to work, concentrate on making that paycheck, you know, do what I got to do. Um, because I know once I get back out there again and I start making money again, um, I'll feel better all over. Feel better about myself. And in reality, that's what counts, right? Um, we do things that benefit ourselves, and it's not being selfish. It's being um, you're taking care of yourself. It's being responsible for yourself. Um, you don't need anybody's permission to be good to yourself. Um, Now, of course, don't go around walking all over people to get what you want. That's not right. But you know what I mean. Just trying to be, live a simple, productive, you know, don't hurt anyone, be as polite as you can type person. Um, Sometimes that's not easy either. And I, of all people, know that because I have a temper from hell. I know that. And the older I get, the worse it gets. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily my temper's probably already been the same, but my tolerance level is different. Um, I just don't. Uh, I don't have a very high tolerance for. Actually, never have had for idiots. People that are just. I don't understand. How some of them can be the way they are and live with themselves, but thank goodness I'm not the one that has to walk around with them all the time, or in their bodies. So, not my problem, right? Um, anyway, so I go to my orientation on the 15th, as far as I know, unless something somewhere screws up. I did have a police officer ask me one time in a certain situation. Uh, Told me he had ran a background check. Ran me through whatever their system was, and that my name came back that I had a warrant. Well, first of all, he's standing at my door. He's not even acting like he's coming towards me or about to arrest me. So I knew. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it's not me. Some people have the same names, and my name is actually more used than I thought it was. I mean, there's a lot of girls out there with my exact same name, except they spell it different. Then you go by the last name, and a lot of them have my last name. Then you have to, keep looking and make sure the social security numbers fit and all that. Well, you're going to find the difference. Um, it is kind of funny because one girl, um, she had the same name as me, but she was black, and I could see it. Her saying it too. They're like telling her, there's another da 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 da, and uh, is this you? And then that girl looking at him going, but she's white. I'm black. She's white. I said the same thing. It's like, I think they just ask you that crap just to see what your reaction is. I know it is, but he wasn't fooling me. And so, and I've been flagged before, or my name has, and had to prove, no, that's not me. I've never lived in Mississippi or New York, wherever this person lived. I've never even been to New York, much less live there. Uh, but we have ways of narrowing it down to where we know exactly who we do and don't have. But it still can create slow down processes, your hiring process and all that. Um, but anyway, hopefully it'll all go good, and um, everything will be on time. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on here and see if any of y'all were here, because I don't usually do day or evening chats, so I thought I'd see if any of y'all were here. I'll try to come on later this evening. I don't know. I'm kind of tired right now. I was looking at the time, see if it was late enough I could go to bed. I don't guess it matters, but I'm just kind of worn out today. But I will chat with y'all another time. If you have any questions that you want to ask me, my email is the crone, Crone, 51 at gmail.com. You can email me, ask me questions, or you can give, if you have something you want me to do a video on, anything like that, just you can ask me in the email, or you can put it in the comment section. I get flagged when there's a comment put on any of my videos, so I'll go back and read that, and we'll go from there. But just wanted to try to keep in touch with you guys, and maybe see if any of you are on here to chat with. I will talk to you another time. Hope your day went really well. Bye-bye.